Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be part 3 of the Smart Doll Cortex final boss grade unboxing slash putting together video. So this is part 3. Part 1 was the unboxing and the preparation and tools, and part 2 was the assembly of the frame. If you didn't see those already, they will be in the link in the description below. So you can definitely check that out. But this is going to be the final part. This is part 3, actually putting all these actual parts onto the already assembled frame, which we have here. So we'll go pretty much in the same order that Danny Chu goes in his videos, just to make this easier. So if you've watched his video and then you watch mine, you'll kind of see like the same thing, just differences on how I do it, or mostly my frustrations because I'm not as well versed as Mr. Danny Chu. He apparently did this so many times that he makes it look much easier than it actually is. But anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna move some of these pieces out of the way. Like these are for the shins. We'll move that off to the side. We're gonna move the feet part off to the side, and the arms here. These are all arm parts. So what we're gonna, and then the bust. We don't need that right now. And the chest piece, or the torso, we're gonna move over there. So what we're gonna do is the thighs right now. That's the order that he does it. So we're gonna start off with that. First, we're gonna take our frame apart again. I just loosely put it on. I didn't put it like thoroughly together, so I can disassemble it like so. So we're gonna take off the actual shin here. Oh, sorry, hit the camera. I'm gonna take off the shin. Take off the other shin piece here. Okay, and then you're stuck with this piece, the waist or the pelvis piece. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna put this waist joint piece on. So right here, you could see the downward sloping part right here. That is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back. So the way you're supposed to do it is take this piece, which is the front, and kind of just snake it. Where is it? Just kind of snake it right through like there. So it kind of just fits just like that. And the same thing with the other side. There's like grooves here. There's like a groove right here, and there's one right here. And they go into these holes, one there and one there. So it kind of just slides on like so. So there you go. That's the way it goes. Now the way he says that you're supposed to do it is if you take these off. Okay. Take these off. You're supposed to get the shin piece, which, let's see, this is the back, right? So then I need this one here. So remember, the logo side of the shin is on the outside and the screws are on the inside. So if this is the back side, which is the butt, you can see the screws. This is going to go in like this. So you're supposed to take this piece and put this in ahead of time. And then you take this piece here, your waist piece, you're supposed to snake it in this way while this is already in. So we're going to try and do that. Okay, we're going to just push it through. There we go. It's all the way through. So now that piece is on. All we're going to do is now slide the leg in place, which I'm trying to find it now. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. I found it. Which apparently is right there. So you gotta make sure that thing aligns with the little, see that little piece there goes into the hole, and this one you can't even see anymore. It's already in there. So now the piece is in. Okay. There we go. So that's one piece that is one and done. So we're gonna move this over to the side. So then you want to close it up with this piece, right? So this is the back side piece. of the thigh. And on this piece, you could see here on the back side, this is the butt. And down on here, there's like a little lip right here. So this lip actually goes right inside to here. It kind of just snakes right in there. And then what you're supposed to do is just kind of push this close, right? But Danny recommends that you should put glue on so it stays. Now, you don't have to put the glue on. According to his video, that's a personal choice whether you want to or not. I'm going to do it just because that's what the video says, and I'm just going to follow the instructions the first time around. When I get my second Cortex, I will maybe try it without the glue, but I'm going to try it with the glue. So there's different points where you put the glue. On each peg here, there's a peg 1, 2, 3 right here, and 4 you're supposed to put glue. And then supposedly, by getting closer, there's like a little lip right here, if you can see it. You're supposed to put a little bit of glue, like right there, just a little bit, and also here on that lip right there, just a little bit of glue. So we're gonna do that. So this is the glue that I'm using. This is Mr. Hobby. Mr. Hobby, it's got like 2 names. It's like Mr. Hobby, Mr. Cement S. This is what I use for Gundam model kits. It works pretty well. I don't know how well it'll work on Cortex. Danny also uses the Mr. Hobby glue, but he has a totally different one. There are actually 2 versions of this. There's a Mr. Cement S, and then there's an SP. The SP is stronger and dries faster, so you may want that one, but this is what I have on hand, so this is the one that I'm gonna actually use. So I'm gonna take this out. This particular glue has like a brush at the end, just like Danny's in his video, so you can actually brush the glue on. So I'm gonna do that. Let me get one of these so I can wipe off any excess glue. Use that to wipe it off, and preset with any tissue so that I can put the wet glue on there that I'm not using. So I'll move this to this side, and we're gonna put some glue right on this peg and on this peg. Some glue there. I'll put some glue on this peg here. And this peg right here. Now it looks like I'm putting a lot of glue on here, but I'm really not. It's very little. And then we're gonna put it right here on this ledge. Sorry if you can't see it in the video, but I'm trying to like really look at it where it's going. And then put some right here on this ledge. And what I'm gonna do is wipe off any of the excess that went on to the outer part of the Cortex, because you don't want that spilling over, because then it will seep out onto the doll itself. Okay, so wipe that off. So before the glue dries, we're gonna do this quick. You're gonna take this tab, put it right into here, into the shin part here, and then what we're gonna do is supposed to push this closed real quick. So right there, just gonna close that, snap. Okay, and then snap. And we're gonna hold it closed. So in Danny's video, he was doing something called the sesame seed count, which I think he was wrong. He just kind of made that up. He was trying to do Sesame Street count with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to do the Mississippi version. So I'll do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, and 12 Mississippi. So hopefully that was enough for the glue to really settle in there and dry. So that came out really nice. As you can see, maybe without the glare, you can see the line right here for the Cortex, and then also right there, you can see there's a line right there. That's where the seam lines for when it came through and came together. But now everything is all together for this side. So we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So we're going to get this piece here, and I'm going to get this piece here. Alright, so oh, I just got some grease on my hand. That's just it's a little. So we're going to put this piece through the little hole here on the thigh. Okay. Then we're going to take this and snake this in here. Put it in. Oh, just fell out. There we go, that's in there. And then I'm going to line up those little pegs that are in there. And voila. Now we got that one piece on. So we're going to go back to using the glue again. And we're just going to dab it on this peg. Again, there's 4 pegs that you have to put a glue on. I'm going to dab it on this peg right here. This peg here. This peg here. One thing to note, if you're using this glue, it definitely smells like nail polish remover for sure. So if you are sensitive to that smell, you may not want to use this particular glue. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe off any excess glue that may have gotten on the outer part of the doll before it dries. Same thing with the top here. Any excess glue, we're going to just wipe that off. Okay. And again, we're going to take this, and this has this little tab here. We're going to shove it into the slot here at the bottom of the thigh. Okay, like so. And then we're going to snap it over real quick. So, snap it on. I have a bit of a gap at the top here. I removed all the extra burrs on there, so I'm not really sure why there's a bit of a gap on the top. Maybe it's just the way it was made. Again, we have that whole thing with Smart Doll with the wabi-sabi thing, so it might be that. So I'm gonna hold it tight right here, let the glue dry. So it's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, and 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, and 12 Mississippi. So for those of you that don't live in the United States and you're like, what the hell is a Mississippi? It is a state here. It's just a saying that we have when we count, just because it's a really long name for a state, I guess you could say. So hopefully that glue stays in tightly. I do have a little bit of a larger gap here than I do on the other side here. I did deburr this and got rid of all the excess burr, but I don't know why it doesn't go all the way in. I did apply a lot of force onto this top part. But that's as far as this thing goes. So there we go. Legs move fine. We are good. So first part of Smart Doll Cortex is done, as we got the thighs. So that's good. So then we got to move on to the next part. All right, so for the next step, we are going to do the torso part, as we already finished the thighs. So the torso is going to be these two pieces, right? You have the rear end and you have the front end. This is where it comes into play, where you're actually going to use these zip ties. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. So the rear end side we'll put on the left, let's just say, and the front end side we'll put on the right hand side of the table. So what you do is you take these zip ties and you're going to snake them through one end to the other. And what I mean by that is, if you look here, there is a hole here and a hole here. And same thing with the front piece, a hole there and a hole there. So that's where you're going to put the zip tie through. Now the important thing is, when you do put the zip tie through like this, is that the top of the zip tie, focus. So this here is the top of the zip tie. You want the top part facing down like this, okay? So you want it facing downwards. So this is exactly the way you are going to put it in, with this part facing down. So let's do that. And that's going to be the same for both sides. So we're going to snake that through there, and snake that through there. Same thing with the other one. I'm gonna put this through here and right through here, just like that. Okay, so now that we got this like that, we're gonna close it up. Zip tie together and put the zip tie together. Now you don't want to close it all the way, just like in Danny's video. You don't want to close it all the way, because you're actually going to put it like this, and these two pieces, these two head pieces, can't be before this line here. So we're going to tighten it just a little bit more in a bit, but I'm going to leave it like really loose like this, because we do want to snake the legs in, and we're going to need the spine for this part. So I'm going to take the arms off, which I loosely put on in during the frame assembly video. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop this on here. So remember, for the crotchety part, the slope going downwards is the front, and then the back is just a little bit more vertical. So you have on the spine, you have the hole, which is for the stand, the telescopic stand, and that's in the back, of course. So you're going to put that in the back. So we are going to actually put this in all the way this time. Just I don't know, what's the best way to kind of really get that in there. Okay. As far in as it can go. I just want to make sure it's as far in as I can get it. Okay. So that's in right there. And don't worry too much about this being like off center from the back, because as I stated in the Mirai frame video, there's actually a cross-shaped T on the inside. So it actually lines up perfectly. Just make sure that the circle or the opening is in the back for the telescopic stand. So we have it like this. So we are going to make the shins go forward. Okay. And the reason why we put this on is because we're going to snake this through. So you're going to see the torso like this, and you're going to snake the spine through in between the two zip ties. Snake it through. All the way through. Okay, just like that. Now, once it's through there, you want to push the entire waist joint right into this slot. There's like a slot here for it, and it'll go in there right nicely. Now, this part here, which is for the back, that's there. So it's all lined up. Everything has a groove to fit into. Once it's inside here, there's like a groove right here that the spine goes into, and it'll have the hole for the telescopic stand slide in there real nicely. So that's in there like that. Now before we start tightening anything up, what we're supposed to do is put this piece here in the back. This is for the telescopic stand. Focus please. So this is for the telescopic stand, and it's going to go right in the back here. So we're going to apply some glue again. So we're going to use the glue. Here's the glue. And we're going to put the glue on the inside of the hole so that when you put the cap through, it'll stick. So we're gonna do that. Glue in there. Okay, that should be more than enough glue. So before you put it in, make sure you're holding on the inside, you're holding the joint so that when you push it through, you know, you have something holding it back. Put that there. And push that. Oop, it's a very squeaky noise. There we go. Let's push that in real nice and just hold it so that it dries real nice. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. So that should be good. It should, oh, hit the camera with the spine. Should dry up there. It still makes a squeaking noise. I guess it didn't dry fully, right? Or else it wouldn't squeak like that. But yeah, should be good though. I hope. If it's not, I don't know what else to do, because I did put it in there. Just the glue takes a little bit longer to dry, perhaps. Just holding that just a little bit longer. Alright. So, now that that's in, what we're going to do is we're going to tighten these zip ties just a little bit more. Tighten just a little bit more to see how much further we need to go, because when we close this, I don't want to have an issue, you know. So it definitely needs to be a little bit tighter. And I guess if you mess this part up, I mean, he did give you, or I got extra zip ties, but let's see. We're gonna try and pressure fit this. No, still needs to be tighter. Still needs to be tighter because it's not. Okay, this part is getting a little tricky. Not because it's so hard, but because the way my camera is set up, I can't get my arms around. So this should be slightly tighter. As you can see, these lines or these cables should be going through this little gated hole here. So let me see if I can get closer. Oh, I just hit the camera. So it should go through this little hole here. There's like a slot right here. See it? And the line should go through there. So it is like that. I'm just going to tighten it some more so that it's a little closer. Okay, I think that's tight enough so that this way when I put it on the glue, it should work. Okay, that should work right there. Like so. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little more. Let's see if we can push our luck. Gonna make it a little smaller and a little smaller here. Okay, so we are going to take this and bend the spine. We're gonna bend the spine down like that, okay, so that the doll can stand like that. And the reason why is because we're gonna put glue. So I just want to check one more time that this lines up properly. Not actually. This part's kind of tricky. So like Danny Shoe says, this is like pretty much the hardest part, because you got to make sure all these zip ties line up correctly. which I'm kind of hoping that they do. This head needs to go back more. This head also needs to go back a little more. Okay. Make sure this goes through that hole. Come on. Alright, so one of the zip ties is through. The other one is like really stubborn. It does not want to face that opening. There we go. It's kind of like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply glue here in the crotch. There's like a little divot or a hole there, and we're going to put it right here on the edge and right here on the edge. So for this type of glue, we're going to use something different. We are going to be using Loctite superglue. Focus. Okay, Loctite superglue. This is what we're going to use. So we're going to put this on real quick, and then hopefully we can get this all done in one shot, because I have the wires now pointed properly. So let's open it up and pray. This is the part where we pray. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna apply some glue in the crotch first. Okay, some in there. We're gonna put some on the outer rim. Okay, and some on the rim here. Oh, I almost like spin out of control. Put some more right here, and some more right here. Okay, so that's enough super glue. Now I take my little Q-tip thing here and just wipe off any excess glue that may have gone outside of where it's supposed to be. And then same thing with this side, any excess glue sticking out, because we don't want that coming out. All right, now, moment of truth. Crotch goes in first. So we're gonna apply the crotch in there, and then once that's in, we are gonna put in and close up the rest. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Got it closed. And we are gonna hold it closed. And while we hold it closed, I'm gonna take my little thing here, and we are going to grab the zip tie and pull to make it tighter. Pull, make it tighter. Okay, so the glue should be holding in. Take a tissue, check, make sure there's no excess glue. Same thing with the crotch area. Make sure I don't see any excess glue poking out. This side has a little bit, but it stuck to my hand a little. Okay, this should be good. It looks like it's stuck really well. It's really in there. So I don't know if you can see this, but if you look inside, oh, look at that. It's right in where it's supposed to be. And on this side as well, it's right in right in that slot there where it's supposed to be. So now that that's on there, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give it like a final tug. Try to pull some more. Oh, that one definitely was pulled a little bit more. This one's giving me trouble. I think it might be caught or something, or maybe that side no, I'm looking on the inside and it looks like it's pretty good actually, right where it is. Doesn't seem to need to be pulled anymore, so yep. So we're good. Whew, that was kind of stressful. I have to admit, that was kind of stressful, Danny. Okay, so now that that's done, what I'm gonna do is, because I don't need these zip ties like hanging out anymore, we're gonna cut it. I use my little cutter things here. Okay, oh, hold on. This thing is actually too big. It's too big. It doesn't fit. That's the one I wanted to use. But I might have to use my nippers because they're just smaller. I have to get in there. Cut. Okay. And this one, get inside and cut. Now, if you have thinner nippers, maybe you can get further in there and cut it. Again, Danny makes it look so easy. Danny! You make it look so easy to just like get in there and cut it. So yeah, those things are now cut. And so now you can see there's a gap right here because we didn't actually glue the top half. So we're gonna do that. So if you look from the top side here and you look inside, you see that's where the peg goes in. Okay, I'm back. That kind of got cut off. I don't really remember what part it got cut off, so I'm just gonna do this somewhat back and forth. I'm sure when I get to editing this video, I'll find out exactly where, but for the time being, since I don't know, because I'm in the middle of recording, I don't know where it cut off. But what I would say is that we finally got this piece on. We glued it on, everything is fine. Now there's a gap here at the top part of the torso. So what we want to do is put some super glue right there on these open pegs so that when I close them, it actually sticks. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to get some more of the super glue and we're just going to apply it right there on those pegs. And then on this one. And then just a little bit right here on the top piece. Just a little bit. Just to help out. So then what we're going to do is we're going to close it, but we're going to push, instead of clamping down, Danny says to push like this. So that's what we're going to do. And take this and we're going to just push it closed. Apply pressure. So pushing it closed now, so that's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, and 12 Mississippi. So hopefully that stays now. Oh yeah, that thing is, that's pretty much on there. So what I'm going to do is take, oh, that didn't work out. So take this and just lightly try to see if we can wipe off any excess glue that spilled out a little bit. Just going to wipe that off, that excess glue on the top there. The glue that's inside on the pegs, I'm just going to leave it there, I guess, or this is a little too much sticking out. But the other side's fine. So that is the torso. Torso's good. You could still see the seam line here, right here, but it's pretty tight. It looks pretty good. So the Loctite works really well. I really like it. So now we are almost done because we got the torso together, the thighs together. Now the rest is all gravy. So let's get moving on to the next sections. All right, so the next part we are going to do the shins. So now that the torso is all finished, what we're going to do, take the shins, and we are just going to use the legs here, like that. So the shin pieces are these pieces here, and you can tell because this piece in the back, if you look at the back, it's going to have the ring here, right? So this is the front piece. So these pieces here, these two are the front pieces that are right here because they both have the ring bottoms, okay? So if you look really closely inside at the bottom there, can you see that? It says right. So it actually is going to be labeled for which side is which. So we're going to do that, and we're going to take this one here, and this is the right leg. Now when you close it like this, at the top here you see this slit. There's like a hole here. This is hitting the camera, so let's close that. So there's a hole or a slit here, and there is another slit here, and that's where these parts go. They slide right in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this right on top and just slide it through. Oh, no, it's not working. Hold on. Get it to go inside. Hold on here. We're just gonna slide this. Come on now. Okay, there we go. That took a little finagling, but it is now into there. Okay, and so that's how it goes, just like that. And we have to get the other part, which is, let's see, this one says left, and this other one here, this one says right. So again, on this piece here, which is the back piece, if you look on the inside of the back piece, it's going to say right. Now at the bottom here, you're going to see a little tab. See that? A little tab coming out? That goes in first. So you're going to go and you're going to slide this in at the bottom first, and then close it right on top. Nope, hit the camera again. I just gotta make sure that those little tabs go in. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna close that up. Oh yeah, one thing I failed to mention, which you probably noticed by now, I didn't put any glue. So the shin pieces don't get glue put on. Okay, so there we go. As you can see in there, so we got one shin on. So let's get the other one on. Get this one, which has the ring on the bottom. Okay, this is the left leg, and we do the same thing. So we're gonna look here for the slit, the open slit, and these two pegs right here. I'm gonna slide that in. Oop. Okay, I think I got it now. Nope, I didn't get it. Didn't get it. Try and put this. I'll be real careful when putting this in, because the slits actually bend a little bit. I think I bent mine just ever so slightly. I'm gonna try and just straighten it out a little bit. Okay, so you would think that this kind of slides on pretty easily, but you gotta kind of mess with it here. Hold on. Okay, so I had to go off camera for a little bit because I couldn't figure out why it didn't go on. For whatever reason, it's on now. I got it to slide on, but I don't know if you could see it right there. It's in, but like it's like short. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. And the other side you can't really see at all, but it is in there. But if you look at it this way, you could still see there's a little bit of a gap. Like the slit is not in. But I don't know, like not like when I open the leg like this and make it go straight, it is straight. So I'm not really sure what is or was preventing it from going in, but it is in there now. So I'm a little unsure what happened there. But anyways, let's try and slide this other piece on. So again, so this is going to have a tab right at the end there. You see that? And that's going to go in first. And then this is going to close right on top of that piece. Looks like I'm having trouble with this piece too. This might be a little bit. Take this off. As you can see here, this side went in fine. This side is a little pushed in. Now, I don't know what happened there, but it's not sliding into that side. I don't know why this leg is giving me an issue. Like, I hate to take this off after I've already gotten it in, but it doesn't look like there's an issue. But the leg shin piece does not want to go in properly. Side clicked, and again you could see the gap there. It won't close properly. I'm not really sure why. Let's just remove this. Let's remove this piece. Oh. Alright, so you can see here it's hitting the inner part of the joint. So we might have to I'm gonna have to sand it down a little bit. I get my nippers here and just take a tiny bit off the top. Okay, just a little bit. I only took like a very smidgen off the top. Let's try this again. So if we put this down here at the bottom, and snap this top part on here. Still giving me that issue. It won't close properly. Yeah, I'm still getting that issue. Again, I don't know what this is. I don't know if anyone else is having trouble with their Cortexes. I don't want to break it. As Danny Chu says, the shell, like these shell pieces, are not replaceable. But I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, because I can't seem to get it in properly. It's almost like the thickness of these two bars over here, or these two things here, are too thick that they don't fit. But I don't know if that's happened. Like sometimes in production that'll happen, like when it comes out of the mold, sometimes that'll happen, like on Gundam model kits. Sometimes like the armor pieces might have a little extra plastic, but I don't know if that's the case with Smart Doll, with Cortex. But this piece is in. I can see it here. I don't know why this piece here does not. Want to line up. Okay, there we go. So as you can see right here, I don't know if you could tell, but it's in there. It's just a little off. It's a little off. You can see it right there. It's not completely in. You can also see it right here. See that gap right there? I don't know what is causing that gap in the leg. Trying to check and see. Yep, it's still hitting the top part there, so let me see. Take a little extra plastic off the top of that tab. Just a little, again, because I don't want to break it. I don't want to break the piece. I'm just gonna take a smidgen off the top so that it would maybe slide in a little bit better. There we go. See, now this is much better. Fitment is better. It just kind of, everything went in much nicer that time. And I heard the click, so we are now good. So a little bit of a gap, but that's to be expected with Cortex. But now it's in there. Yep. It's in there pretty good. So that's the shin. So a couple issues while putting this together, a little finagling, but that's the way it goes with Cortex. Again, this was not made for consumers. This was made for Danny's team to put together. So I'm sure if something happened at Mirai Store Tokyo, Danny or one of the other engineers or the people would have a method or a way to fix this. If a little bit of extra plastic was molded on and it needed to be fixed, but I was able to take care of it. I just needed a little finagling, a little excess plastic I had to cut off. So while we do that and wait for that, we're going to do the bust part. So the bust part also we're going to glue. So let's see, where is it? Okay, so this is the front of the bust, and this is going to be the back of the bust. So here, these two pegs right here, Danny, I don't know if you could see it. These two pegs right here, Danny said that you don't need them. They're not necessary, so you can cut them off. You don't have to cut them off if you don't want to, but you can if you want to cut them. So I'm going to cut them. Let's see, where's my nippers here? Just going to cut that piece right off. Cut that piece right off. Okay. So that piece is now gone. And then we're going to put a little glue here, a little glue here, and a little glue here and here. So I'm going to take out this, and we're just going to wipe on a little bit of glue. Okay, and then on the other side. And then a little bit up top here, and another little bit right up top here. That there. Okay, so we're good. Then we're going to take the back plate on and just snap. There you go. Snap, snap, snap. Everything in place. And we are going to hold it together on all the different pressure points. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, and 12 Mississippi. So that should be good. Again, a little bit of a gap here, but that's to be expected with Cortex because that's where the seam lines are. And if you're really good at modeling with like Gundams or anything else like that, you can actually fill in those lines and sand them down so that you don't see seam lines. But that is the bust part. For the sake of this video, we are going to use the Cortex bust part, but I am going to switch it out for a vinyl one later. But for this video, we'll keep it. So, bust part is now completed. Okay, so we're going to do the arms. So this is going to be this piece here. We are going to move this aside, and we're going to move this aside as we don't need them as of yet. So this piece here, as you can see, right there, this is going to be, what's it called? You're going to see the ring here, and you're going to see the ring here. And these bits are going to be the what's it called? The front parts. So yeah, this bitty here is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back end of it. So what we're going to do is going to take these arms pieces out. Slide, come on, there we go. Alrighty. And then this one too, we're just going to remove it just like this. Okay, put those off to the side, or like this. Now, the screws are going to be facing up when you do this. So these screw pieces are going to face up when you put it onto this piece with the ring on the bottom. So it's going to go just like that. Okay? And then you're going to take this piece, and it's going to have a little lip here, and you're going to put that in the bottom like that and just close it in tightly. Now, one thing that Danny said is that on these pieces, there's going to be 2 tabs sticking up right here. It's going to be, focus, come on. There's going to be like these 2 tabs. These are unnecessary now, so we can cut them off. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do it for both sides while we're at it. I'm going to cut this off. Right there. There we go. And this one's going to get cut off. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to do it for the other side. I'm going to cut this off. And cut this off. Okay, so now that that part's done, we're also going to use glue, and we're going to glue it on each tab here and a little bit on the top here for good measure. So I'm going to take out my trusty glue, and I'm going to put this on. So some glue here, some glue here. Here. Right there. And then lastly, we're going to put it right on this upper ridge here. Alrighty. Then we're going to take this piece, remember screws facing up, so you want the screws facing up. Slide that right in there. I'm going to get this piece, put the little nub right there, and we are going to close this whole piece just like that. So I'm going to close, and we're going to hold it tight. So it's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, and 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, and 12 Mississippi. Okay, we're good. That's all done. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Take our little glue, pop it on here. Some more glue. Pop it on there. Okay. And then we're going to put a little bit more glue on the ridge right here. Just right on there. Okay. Then screws facing up. Slide that in. And get this other piece here. We're going to put the tab on. Slide that in first. And then we are going to close and snap. So it's on there. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. Counted that a little too fast this time, but I'm getting a little tired putting this together. Again, I can only film this at night when the kids are all asleep and everybody's asleep, so I can have some quiet to do this. And it's getting quite late at night, so I'm very tired. So we're going to take these other bits here, and we are going to put these pieces on right here for the forearms. Alright, so in order to do this, we are going to take this this piece here, and we are just going to slide out the wrist joint like that. Then take our forearm piece and just kind of slide it in like so, and just pop the wrist joint back in like that. Okay, so that's one here. I'm going to take this wrist joint out just like that. Take our arm there, slide it in, and then slide the wrist joint right back on just like that. Then we are going to take this and slide the forearm. I'm going to bend this. Got a little bit of grease on my hands because I forgot there's grease on that piece. Get another Q-tip. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more grease because I just wiped it all off of there with my hand. Okay, just a little bit, and just apply the grease to the joint here. Okay, so take this forearm and plop it right back into the other piece. Okay. Alrighty, so that will be the piece here, just like this. And then when it comes out, it'll actually be able to go all the way up, just like that. Okay, put it down, reset the joints. Oops. Reset the joint. Back in, like that. There we go. So, I think, there we go. Oh, I think I put the wrong one. Sorry. That was the wrong that was the wrong arm piece. Hold on. There we go. I think it was supposed to be this one. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, I put it put the wrong forearm onto the wrong bicep. Okay. So there goes that. Then this part here, I didn't touch it, so hopefully should be good without having to reapply the grease. Nope. Nope. Not working. Alright, so we'll just have to, I don't want to get any grease on my hands. We'll do that. We'll just reapply some more grease to the forearm piece here. And then I'm going to just get into that slot like so. Okay, I'm going to test it out. Bingo. So I'm going to reset this. There we go. So, the arms are done. And then, oh, not done. We're going to have to put the hands, right? So we just take the hands, slide it right on. Oh, these actually, I guess because it's Cortex, it doesn't slide on very easily. Huh. It is pretty tight, actually, to get that piece on. Oh well, I will figure this part out. I'm probably going to put the vinyl pieces on, but I can't seem to get that on. So let's move on to the next part, which is going to be the feet. This is the final part. Okay, so we're going to put this together now for the feet. Okay, so these are all the feet pieces here. Now, just got to figure out which side goes on what. So there's this piece that goes... Okay, so this one goes to this foot. You just got to like measure it up or line it up just to see which one goes with which foot. And this looks like it goes with this foot. Okay. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece and the hole that you did not put the screw in, you're going to line up with the appropriate foot. So it looks like this one goes into this one so that the thing lines up with the foot. So we're going to slide this one in from the bottom. This is where it gets a little tricky because you gotta finagle with it just a little bit so you could slide it in. Okay, there we go. Snapped right in there. Had a nice little snapping sound. Then this is the this is the right foot, right? So this is the right foot. So we are going to get the one labeled R that we built before as right. And we are going to just snap this small part into there. There you go. Snapped right in. So now after you've put that in there, then you're going to put the screw, right? So the screw, which I lied before, I said I had extras. I forgot. Where's my screw? I forgot that I still need screws for the feet. Let me go get the bag of screws again. Pop out my screws here. And then I gotta find out which one it was again. So I have 2 of the tiny ones. I should have 4 of the unknown sizes that I had, and 2 really big ones. So 2 really big ones. Okay, 4 here of the unknown sizes. So these are the 8s. So the one that goes into the foot are the 8s, or the one that is affectionately known as the 8s. So we're gonna put that in right there. I'm gonna start it by hand first. Get my screwdriver. Start it by hand first. Make sure it goes in. Okay. And then my trusty electrical drill here. I'm gonna put that in. Yeah. Is that good? Yep. So that's in there. Okay, then what you do next is you got to cover the foot, right? So these bottom pieces are not actually labeled. You just got to line them up, which I already did, and then I messed them up. So I'll put this here and there, and then you just kind of, according to Danny's video, you just kind of push it in till it snaps. Okay, so there we go. That's 1 foot down, 1 foot done. There we go. Then we gotta do the same with the other one. So then this is the hole here. Make sure this hole lines up. Oh, got stuck. Oh, still getting stuck in there. There we go. And push that in. There you go. Fantastic. Then we're going to take our left ball joint and snap it in right there. There we go. Hear the click. And then we get our little screw. And we'll put it right in there. Put that in. Okay. And then just tighten it by hand. Fantastic. And we're going to apply this bottom piece right there and snap it right into place. All right, look at that. Now we have the bottom of our foot. Sweet. So we are pretty much all done here. All that's left to do is just pop it together, right? So let's do that. We have our legs. I'm gonna get the first foot here and slide it in. Oh, let's grease it up. There's no grease. Put some grease on the foot joint here. Okay, pop that in right here. Oop, very smooth. After that grease went on, that went on real smooth. Okay, then we're gonna apply grease on the other one. I don't know where that extra grease came from, but put grease on there. Wipe my hands because I got it on my hands. And then we are gonna slide it okay, right in there. So now her feet are good. Look, she's standing. Look, Mom, no stands. Okay, then what we're gonna do, see if I can just get this to kneel. Then we're gonna pop on the bust. Pop on the bust piece, so just slide right on. It should slide right on. Okay, there we go. Not sliding on now. It's caught on something. Oh, here we go. Now it's coming through. There we go. Now it's coming through. So you just got to make sure you could see the joints coming out on each side. Now, for the neck piece here, that's where these come in. You're going to use these little clear things and you can put it right on top. 1 and 2, right there. I'm going to apply the arms on one side here. Okay, and the other arm here. Right there. Okay, awesome. So now we have our completed Smart Doll Cortex, minus the head and the hands. The hands, I can't seem to get them on. It's very tight. So for purposes of this video, I'm gonna leave the hands off. I'm most likely gonna put vinyl hands on. But let's go ahead and do the head. So I'm gonna open up this bag here, and there we go. Oh, she's so cute. Mirai anniversary head. Very, 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 very pretty. So the head and the eyes are already on. The cap is already closed. I'm not going to bother opening that. It says Smart Doll on the back. I think the light is too strong so you can't see it, but it actually has Smart Doll imprinted on the back. So then, what we're going to do is get the hair. Pop out the wig. Okay. Okay, so I have the wig here. I'm going to take this off. This little piece. So the way you do it, like Danny says, is you're going to hold it, you're going to cup it, take the head, and kind of just wriggle it on, right? And once you wriggle it on, flip it over, grab the back of the hair, and just slide it over. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna kind of wriggle it on like this. I'm gonna grab the back and slide it on from the back. And then, there we go. Just make sure it's tight on all sides of her hair and that it's not caught underneath the wig. There we go, because it was a little caught there. Okay, so now her hair is on right. She looks absolutely gorgeous. There we go. So we're gonna plop the head on. And you're gonna line up this hole right on top there. So you do that. Okay. The camera is in my way while doing this. It's kind of difficult. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna take her off screen for a second. Okay, so I had to take her off screen for a second because the Cortex head is actually a little bit harder than the vinyl head to put onto the doll. Because the vinyl head is a lot softer, so it's a little bit more pliable to move around. But yeah, now let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. So now you can see her all together. And she is absolutely gorgeous. She is naked right now. But I can say, now that she's finished, I'm very, very happy that she's done. You get it. It's just like a Gundam kit. Like, building them takes quite an effort. This one actually is a little bit harder than, I would say, a master grade Gundam kit. Slightly harder, only because the parts are very tightly fitting. But once she's all together, absolutely adorable. Because it's a Cortex head, she can't tilt her head. She can only move from side to side. So if you get a vinyl bust, she'll be able to tilt her head more. But for now, for purposes of this video, she will have the Cortex thing. And I do want to put on these hands. But the problem is it won't go on very well. I'm thinking about greasing the hands to put it on, but I really don't want to, since I want to be able to swap out vinyl hand gestures. So I'm just going to leave it off and just use vinyl hands for the time being. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, for those of you that have a Cortex, how you resolve the hands, getting the Cortex hands on. Because that was a little hard for me, and also for the other things like popping in the ball joints, or you know, sliding on the shin plate, because I had a lot of trouble with the shin plate, and that's really about it. I didn't have trouble with any other pieces other than the ball joints and the shin plate down at the bottom. Oh, and getting the head on a little bit. But this is Mirai. She is super gorgeous. My smart doll Cortex final boss grade, putting the entire frame together and the shell together. I'm gonna get Mirai some clothes. I'm gonna do probably a part 4, a follow-up video, but not until like a few weeks later, to give my thoughts and overviews on what it's like to carry around Mirai Carry. I'll take her to a convention, but I'll share my thoughts on what it's like to carry her around, bring her around, have any of the parts fallen off, or are there any issues after moving her around and taking her in different places. So that'll come at a later date. But this is now the end of Smart Doll Cortex Final Boss Grade. I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you liked it. I did have a lot of trouble in some parts. Probably Danny Chu can let me know what I did wrong in doing so. But for now, we are all done. Yay! So Smart Doll Cortex Final Boss Grade. Please remember to like if you like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I can't even talk. It's so late at night. I can't talk anymore. So please like, subscribe, and remember, I will see you in the next video.
This is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile to get by.